Hi friends, I'm Corban Carver, and that's Sami Roebuck, and this is the Rocky Top Rundown, the show where we give you all the information you need on the University of Tennessee sports.
Today we'll get you caught up on all the action that took place inside and out of Neyland Stadium last week, as the UT football season is off to a running start. On Thursday, the Tennessee Vols football team faced the Bowling Green Falcons for the 2021 season opener. The pressure was on for new head coach Josh Heupel over from UCF, along with new athletic director Danny White and QB Joe Milton, a grad transfer from Michigan. Now let's go out to Neyland Stadium for this one. As we're off to the start, Milton takes the pass and he hands it off to Jabari Small for a run of 9 yards. And we're up and we're back, and Joe Milton fakes and he runs it in for UT's first touchdown for 3 yards, making the score 7-0. Milton hands off, passes, fakes, and throws to Jalen Hyatt for 30 yards, and he's out of bounds. Next, he hands off to Jalen Small for a 1-yard touchdown, and that makes the score 14-0. And then we're off, and Tyon Evans runs for 21 yards, breaking 2 tackles. And then Milton is no shy away from walking in, 3-yard touchdown again for the UT. And he finds a gap, and Evans is off for another 19 yards and touchdown Tennessee. He's trying to find a spot. And he passes for Tillman, 40 yards, and another touchdown for Tennessee. And that'll do it, making it 38-6. Tennessee did a great job throwing and running the ball here, and that'll wrap it up for the first game in Neyland Stadium at full capacity.
Now, prior to the game, the University of Tennessee dedicated 4 statues outside Neyland Stadium commemorating 4 of the football program's trailblazers. Lester McLean, Condridge Holloway, Jackie Walker, and T. Martin were honored for their triumphs as football players and black student athletes at the University of Tennessee. Those 4 players helped pave the way for minority athletes at UT and in the SEC. The voice of the Vols, Bob Kessling, and athletic director Danny White spoke at the ceremony Thursday ahead of the Vols season opener.
It states, "One who beareth the torch shadoweth oneself to give light to others." These 4 gentlemen we honor this morning did that, all being a student athlete here at the University of Tennessee, and they continue to do it after their playing careers. All 4 represent a very significant first in the storied history of Southeastern Conference football. And in the process, they did it with dignity, class, humility, and showing tremendous leadership qualities, giving light to others who have followed in their footsteps.
We need to know where we've been, and this is one of those stories that really was impactful for me. And as I learned more about our history and talked to a lot of our former student athletes and alumni and people who care so much about this place, what I learned is the University of Tennessee was really progressive, and this is probably the biggest example of that. We were progressive as it relates to, black and minority student athletes. We took a very progressive posture on racial diversity.
Thursday was also a big day in and around Neyland, as it was the first time since the 2019 season that the stadium was at full capacity. Here's Caleb Leach with more on the full return of the Vols game day atmosphere.
The Tennessee dance team is back in Neyland on the sidelines for game days.
There's a new energy built around the Tennessee football program, centered around Josh Heupel and some of the new things going on here at Neyland Stadium.
I like the hire. I think his offense is going to be something that's going to translate from UCF, and I think that even if he is only just a stepping stone, I think he's going to turn this program in the right direction and get us out of the tailspin that we've been in for the last 3 or 4 years.
We feel great. We're so pumped for the new season, new coach. Really hoping to see something great out of the Vols this year. I flew all the way from Denver for the season opener, So, you know, we're really looking forward to it.
We're expecting to make a statement tonight to the rest of the SEC.
Added to this excitement is that Neyland Stadium this year is back at full capacity, now being able to hold 102,455 fans during game day.
And I feel great. I got to hear Rocky Top on the radio coming up here. Got me fired up. I'm ready for a ball game.
The stadium experience is going to be a little different this year, as the Vols now have an LED light show and a brand new fireworks display as part of the game day experience. It is clear that the new athletic director, Danny White, is pulling out all the stops to reignite excitement for the Vol faithful.
That's wow. I'm pumped.
I mean, Neyland Stadium, you know, it already goes down as one of the greatest stadiums in the nation. So when you add that, we didn't even know about that. So that's icing on top of the cake, you know?
And I heard this morning that we were favored by 35. So, you know, that's 5 touchdowns.
You can feel the energy down here around Neyland Stadium, and the season hasn't even kicked off yet. I can only imagine just how the fans will react if the Vols win big tonight. For the Rocky Top Rundown, I'm Caleb Leach.
The return to full capacity at Neyland Thursday also meant the Vols dance team, fresh off a second consecutive UDA National Championship this spring, could perform on the field for the first time in 2 seasons. Here's Grace Lovinski with more on what Thursday's game meant for the dance team.
The Tennessee dance team is back in Neyland on the sidelines for game days. Senior dancer Tatum Allen explains the emotion behind being back.
We didn't get to run out of the tee since our freshman year. So on Thursday when we got to run out of it, it was literally so amazing. I think we all got a little teary-eyed.
Senior Maddie Russell speaks on the preparation for the upcoming year.
We've definitely had to take more time to teach all the freshmen and basically the sophomores too, since they didn't get to experience it like it normally is. So it's been super fun and exciting, but also challenging as we've had to review a lot of stuff.
As a senior on the team, Tatum Allen speaks on her leadership role.
We're just really making sure we get out the material ahead of time so they know it and feel more comfortable, and we try to make a game day situation happen at practice as much as we can.
Coming into a new season of winning a national championship, expectations and standards are set high.
It obviously puts a lot more pressure on the returners who are on the team because you are held to such higher standards, but it's super fun to introduce all the new people on the team and show them what we can do and what we will do.
Tennessee football will be home this Saturday. Make sure to support your Tennessee dance team. Reporting, Grace Lovinski.
Thursday was such a great night, and the best part of it all is that we get to do it again this Saturday when the Vols host Pitt. Corban, what do you think of this Thursday's game?
Well, number one was the atmosphere. Neyland's back to full capacity. A lot of fans were able to make it out on a Thursday night. That also says a lot. I'm looking forward to Saturday to see how many more we can pack in Neyland. But other than that, I think the atmosphere this year is going to be great. How about you?
I completely agree. I think sitting in those stands, seeing Neyland full around the 200s was honestly incredible. And how would you feel about the passing versus running? I know there was a lot more rushing than passing.
Yeah, and I think that's a different look for Tennessee. That's something we haven't seen. We've seen a spread offense, which is huge for the Vols to now shift into a running type offense instead of airing it out. So I think SEC play, running the football is where you're going to need it. Outside of that, against Bowling Green or somebody like that, we might be able to sneak in a few more passes. So I'd like to see a better mix. Yourself?
But that 40-yard pass to Tillman there at the end for our last touchdown, I'd like to see more of that from Milton. I think he has it in him, but I definitely think rushing is a solid way to go, and it's a more safe play. But I'd like to see us play a little bit out of the box.
That's exactly what I was about to say. It's definitely safer. Passes are more flashy. It gets your fans involved more. So you've got a two-way street there. You're going to have to pick one direction.
Yes, let's get Neyland loud is what I have to say. Well, that's all the time we have for today. For Corban Carver and the rest of the crew, I'm Sami Roebuck, and thanks for watching.